let's talk about something that I think is kind of a non-issue that people are shitting their pants over, although it is really cool. Wii U emulation is a thing, sort of. It's a thing in that it's actually being emulated.
It exists.
It exists. It basically doesn't exist. There's basically nothing more to say other than it exists. A lot of people have asked us, what does this have to say about the Wii U's lifespan? Nothing.
Jack.
This says nothing about the Wii U's lifespan, especially because all indications are pointing to late 2016, early 2017 for NX shit. They're not. This emulator is not going to be optimized in any amount of time to take a dent out of any remaining Wii U sales. I don't even think it has gamepad support yet. Basically, you can boot the damn thing up, which is
slowly.
The frames per second are supposed to be very low. And the thing is this is not an emulator that is supposed to really take a whole lot of computer power. So this is just a matter of the thing's not optimized. It is exactly a proof of concept. It can be done.
Yeah,
but you can't do anything with it.
This isn't like when the N64 emulator was unveiled. What was that in like 99, 2000? Everyone was like, "Holy shit!" Because it actually worked out of the box. Basically, it did. You could run stuff.
Well, you could run stuff
and play stuff.
Yes,
you could. This is just sort of like it's like a demo.
Yeah, you can turn it on.
Yeah.
But it is really cool to see that. I mean, there are people who, shit, we don't even have a if I'm not mistaken, I don't even think we have a particularly well-functioning Xbox original emulator yet.
The Sega Saturn one? Yeah, I think we have Sega Saturn one finally. That was always that was always a hard one to crack.
Yeah, I know we're getting there. Obviously, other systems from this time are nowhere near close. I mean, we don't have 360 or PS3 to my knowledge, or if we do, they can't be in much further stages. So it's interesting to see this much progress. I'm not shitting on the progress. All I'm trying to say is, this is not something that you're going to be able to download in 2 months and play, Smash Brothers Wii U on.
I think people forget that. Oh, emulation. Oh, okay. Now I got to download 2 gigs for each game to play. Or I got to download. It's not like downloading the Super Nintendo library in like an instant. We're talking. It's not convenient. These newer systems to have emulation because first of all, a lot of these you need connection to the internet to play these. People forget still for updates, whatever else. But the gamepads. Like you said, if you can't use the Wii U gamepad easily on a computer or in front of a screen, then what the hell?
Right.
It's not going to be.
These are projects of passion by people who are heavily interested in the internal architecture of computing machines. To sound like a magazine from the 1980s, and yeah, it's
computing machines, the modern age.
So it's I don't know. Like I said, it's interesting, but I mean. And yes, emulators go through many steps. I can remember, and Pat can probably remember, and a lot of our listeners can probably remember, when NES emulation came out, it wasn't like, we just opened up an NES emulator and everything worked. Yeah, it took a long time for NES emulation to get to the point where it is now, which is nearly perfect.
Yeah, it took a good 4 or 5 years in order to get it stable for
many revisions of Nesticle before you could run basically everything you tried to open.
And that was even abandoned. Then another one picked up steam, and now you have 2 or 3 that Nestopia, FCU X, and you have one to Rock NES came up and picked up it. So that's what usually happens. Remember, these are people doing this in their spare time as a hobby.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, why doesn't this work? Why does this work? Well, asshole, I'm not getting paid to do this. I'm doing it in my spare time. I'm not making money. There's no way I can possibly make money off of this,
The inspiration for a lot of these people to make emulators is not so that we can all go out and play free games. It's because they want to crack the puzzle.
Yes.